Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name is Nathan and today we're doing a walk around video on this stunning Lexus NX300 luxury in the two-wheel drive model, and this is actually a sonic quartz color. I don't know how well the camera will actually pick it up, but it is a very beautiful pearlescent finish and actually gives that car that slightly luxurious kind of look to it. It almost looks like a pearl. It is a pearl finish, but it actually looks like a pearly kind of color. Now what we'll do is run through the condition of the car as well as some of the features that you get in this particular model, being the luxury spec and also being the NX300. So starting off on that front end, got that very iconic Lexus front grille, very open front grille with the black finish or gunmetal finish in the middle, Lexus badging in the middle. Now you will note it does have a glass finish on top, so it's probably got a few sensors in there, so you want to make sure you're not going to be knocking this around anywhere. Badging again seems to present in good condition. The car does come with your front parking sensors. Now they are color matched to the front of the vehicle, so they blend in quite nicely into the front of the car. It's going to help when you park a car like this as well. Got those daytime running lamps through the bottom. Again, these are all very unique to Lexus's design. A lot of sharp angles and curves. Beautiful headlight design with the projector globes in there, and they do also get your indicator lamps on the side. And if you notice, there are these little bulging bits. They are actually your headlight washers, so they're going to keep your headlights nice and clean, give you a really nice clear line of light when you are driving. Now coming across to that first alloy wheel, you've got a pretty nice reflective gunmetal finish on there. Now this rim itself seems to present in pretty good condition. A bit of minimal scratching just on the edging here, but other than that, the rim actually presents pretty well, and you've got lots of tread actually remaining on those Bridgestone tires. Now I just can't stress how beautiful this paintwork actually is, because it actually looks so good in the sun. Again, I don't know how well the camera will see it, but it is a very nice, unique color. Now the side mirrors and door handles again are color matched to that unique color. Indicator lamps are fitted in there. That's going to elevate the lamp, clear up the quarter panel, but also it's just going to make it more visible, adding a bit of extra safety for the drivers. Now with Lexus, you do get two keys. Now this is a keyless entry vehicle. Now what's actually quite cool about Toyota's design to that keyless entry aspect is you got this little groove there. Touching that, as long as you're within proximity, will actually lock and unlock the car. But if I lock this vehicle up like so, I can actually just put my hand in and it will actually unlock itself and you can open the door. And pressing this button will actually lock the car, and you can see it does not open. So simply reach inside and the door will open itself. Unlike most other cars which will have a button which you have to press, it's actually quite a slightly more sleeker kind of look to the vehicle. Now taking a look inside the car, I do apologize if it seems a little bit dirty. The car still needs to go through a full detail as it's just arrived on our yard, but we will touch on the condition mostly. However, try not to pay too much attention to the little bit of dirt here and there, because we are going to clean it up. But the car does come with full leather seats. Now these seats present in excellent condition. You can see the bolsters are still in good nick. A little bit of wearing on the edging here. It is what you'd expect from a used vehicle, but it is actually pretty minimal. No stainings or damage or cracking on the leather. Now this car does actually come with electric seat controls, so you can pretty much adjust it how you would like to using these controls. Genuine Lexus carpet mats down the bottom, and you've also got that Lexus scuff plate, which is going to protect the paintwork when you get in and out of the car. Now there is a little bit of wear here, but it's nothing too major, nothing you really have to concern yourself with. It is pretty consistent with the used vehicle, and the door card again presents in good nick. Now one thing about the design of this door is you will notice that it actually goes all the way to the bottom of the car. So benefit of that is it's going to actually keep this part of the panel nice and clean. So when you're getting in and out of the car, you're not actually going to be picking up dirt and dust off the road. So I'm guessing if you're getting off in a suit or somewhere nice, you're not going to be picking up dirt on your clothing. It's just a thoughtful little design when it comes to some of these small SUVs. The car also does come fitted with tint, which is great because we do always recommend tinting your vehicles. But the car also does come fitted, so it's going to save you a little bit of money there. However, there are a few little other options that I will discuss with you in regards to protecting your car. But having a look inside the back seats now, again, very good condition in regards to any damage on the seats. There are a few little marks here and there which we are going to go through a detail and actually clean up. The leather is actually very, very soft leather. Haven't actually touched it properly, but that is very soft. And also carpet mats all through the back of the vehicle. Closing this up, having a look at that second wheel. Again, the wheel presents in very good nick. This one actually has no damage on it, which is good to see. However, this side generally doesn't get much damage, so hopefully the rest of the rims are also in good nick. And tires again have lots of tread on them, which is a good sign. Having a look at the tailgate, again, you got this very unique Lexus design, nice sharp edges in the taillights and the whole boot, and kind of focusing onto that Lexus badging in the middle. NX300 down the bottom and Lexus badging on the left-hand side, all in that nice chrome finish. Reverse parking sensors along the bottom, and there is also a reverse camera mounted just under the Lexus badging right over there. Car does come with a high mounted brake light under the roof spoiler. and also your rear wipers and washers. Now this car does actually have an automatic tailgate, so you can use the controls on the actual remote here, or there is a little button here under the boot. You simply need to press it and the boot will open up automatically. Quite a nice smooth open. And if you have a look in the back, you got 2 tether points at the back of those 2 seats, and these seats are actually a 60-40 split, so 2 seats combined there and then 1 by itself depending on how you wanted to adjust your seating. And if I lift this up, underneath is going to be your valet pack, because everyone that drives a Lexus can use valet. There is a little first aid kit in here, and also your warning triangle if you do have to pull over, and your space saver spare wheel at the bottom there, which looks like it might have never been used. I can still see the lines there, which is a good sign. So never been used. You've got all your jack and tools located under this little liner here, and actually pretty nice setup in these. So tailgate actually presents quite well. You've got the scuff plate here, which is going to keep this nice and clean, especially when you're transporting something in there. Now to close the car, there are 2 little buttons up here. One which will just close the boot, and if you press the one with the lock on it, what that will do is actually close the boot and also lock all the doors. So closing that up. Now one thing with these cars is it does actually have a safety feature, so if there is someone under the car, let's say a kid or a little one, if the boot actually does bump into them, it is just going to stop there and it's not going to keep closing on them. So it's just all in the design of the car. Closing it up. Coming across to the passenger side of the vehicle now, fuel filler cap is on the passenger side. That will just pop open, however that'll stay locked when you actually lock the vehicle. It does say use premium unleaded fuel, so make sure you use your premium fuel. Having a look at that third rim, now this rim does seem to have a little bit more damage on it, so a little bit of scuffing on the edging there, a bit on the spoke, and also this one is not actually damaged, but it's just a bit of peel of the actual paint, but the rim itself isn't scratched up, just a bit of light peeling, probably a light knock on there, but these 2 are probably light scratches. Now paintwork again is just phenomenal on this car. It is actually a very beautiful color. Still presents really well on the passenger side. Can't really see any noticeable damage. And the fourth and final rim, generally the one which has the most damage, as you can see, actually has the most damage. So quite a bit of markings on the spokes, and it is actually a little bit scratched up. Now it hasn't gone through the workshop yet, so whether or not it does get touched up, I can't guarantee you that. But just so you are aware that the rims have been scratched up quite lightly, but other than that, the rim is actually still in pretty good condition. So you've got actually a very clean Lexus NX300. Doesn't really seem to have much damage on it, apart like on the body. Rims do have slight scuffing on them. Other than that, it is quite a nice vehicle. So what we'll do is pop the hood and have a look inside. Having a look inside the engine bay of the Lexus, now you've got a pretty compact engine bay. What we have here is Toyota's or Lexus's 4-cylinder 2-litre turbo petrol motor. The car does come fitted with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. More gears mean smoother shifts, greater driving, and also it's going to provide you with that power when you do need it, with that extra boost with that 6th gear. Now this car has a 5-star ANCAP rating with 8 airbags, which is actually a lot for all the passengers in the vehicle. This motor produces 175 kilowatts with 350 Newton meters of torque. Great torque and power for the vehicle. Does have a 60-litre capacity fuel tank, does run on your premium fuel, so minimum 95, but I would recommend just using 98. The car has a combined fuel consumption of 7.9 litres per 100, or an average fuel distance of about 759 kilometres off a full tank. But that is all dependent on the kind of driving you're doing and how much weight you're carrying around. Alright, taking a look inside the Lexus now. Again, it's quite a nice design in terms of the concept. It is a very comfortable car to actually sit in. And you've got actually plenty of features in this vehicle, although it is a luxury model being your entry spec. A luxury car is generally never a base model car. So what we'll do is run through some of the features on the inside, as well as the conditions. So starting off on the driver's side door, do get your full electric windows. Now they are fully automatic for all 4 windows all around the vehicle. Above that is a window lock control and also central locking. And above that is your side mirror toggles. Now there is a little button to actually fold your side mirrors in if you wanted to, or you can just leave it in the auto option and it's going to fold them in when you actually lock the vehicle. On the right hand side of the dash, you got a few little controls down the bottom. So first one on the far left is your auto high beam system. There is a little button for your blind spot warning, which is a little indicators in your side mirrors, which will light up if someone's in your blind spot. And also you got your auto tailgate button. So you can actually just press that button, boot will open up, and you can use that same button to close the boot. Below the dash on the right hand side is an auto trip, so your trip A, trip B buttons, and also illuminations for your brightness for your cluster. On the right hand stalk, like all Japanese cars, is your left and right indicator with your fog lamp controls and headlight controls. These actually run an auto headlight system, so just leave it in auto. Car's going to sense when it needs to turn them on, which is obviously less work for you. And on the left hand side is your wipers and washers, and again they run an automatic rain sensing system, so just leave it in auto. Car's going to do all the hard work. Now the steering wheel is a very comfortable leather steering wheel. Actually all the leather in the car is quite comfortable and nice to feel. Doesn't seem to be much wear or tear on the actual steering wheel itself. Still presents quite well. Lexus badging in the middle, and you've got this nice gunmetal or kind of browny greeny plate on the steering wheel with the paddle shifts behind it, but we will get to the paddle shifts in a minute. On the right hand side are some controls for the display in your dash. That's going to show you your fuel consumption, your Bluetooth connectivity, and your lane departure warning, so you can kind of control them through here. There is also an auto off feature, which is going to save you a little bit of fuel, and it'll give you a bit of information in regards to how much fuel it's actually saved you. Messages on warnings, and also your settings for the vehicle. Below that is another button for just selecting or flicking through those options. Lane departure warning and your radar cruise control button, or your parking sensor button. Down the bottom here is your adaptive cruise control. So you can turn that on using the adaptive cruise so adaptive cruise down here, and this is for your radar cruise option, so you can adjust the range that you sense the vehicle at. On the left hand side is your media controls, so seek or up and down, mode for the different media options such as AM, FM radio. You got Bluetooth connection and also voice control. So coming over to the entertainment system now, the most important button in the vehicle, your engine stop start, is located just here. And you've got a very nice head unit here. Now you do notice it's not touchscreen. Reason being is you don't want people playing around and reaching around up here while you're driving, because it can be quite distracting. However, there is a very nice long display, and to actually control that, there is a trackpad down here with the little Lexus badging here. Now the trackpad is a haptic feedback system, so you will actually feel when it slides over certain options. If I wanted to go to media, you just hover over it and then you press the pad down, and that's going to jump into your media options. And if I press source, you'll see you've got AM, FM radio, digital radio in the vehicle, CD, Bluetooth, and also the Miracast, which is like your casting system. There is auxiliary and USB inputs as well. If I go back to the menu, there is apps for your mobile connect, so your CarPlay setup, Bluetooth connectivity for your mobile phone, media as I pointed out before. You can also go to your climate control, so you can do all your climate control settings through the head unit. However, there are hard buttons located for that just on above that. And far left is going to be for your maps. So there is a hard button here saying maps, or you can just open it up on the head unit. And there is a little kind of indicator if you wanted to use that to kind of guide yourself around and flick through the different options. It is actually a very easy system to use, but you do have to play around with it a bit to understand how it works. But it's quite a nice system. I'll just keep the maps open. You can see we're at 20 to 32 Kangan Drive in Berwick. Now below that there is that nice analog clock, which keeps it nice and classy. Your dual zone climate control, so driver and passenger have their own temperature settings. That'll display just in these little LED pop-ups here. And you've got these cool little dials to actually adjust it. All your hard buttons for your modes, and also your heated seat controls for driver and passenger. And you have 3 different heating settings, so you just tap it pretty much and set it according to what you want. Hazards located in the middle, a small little storage compartment with the CD input below that, hard buttons for your entertainment system. And you've also got on the right hand side a little dial for your driver mode. So left being your eco, and if you flick it to the right, that's going to engage your sport, which might make it a little bit more responsive. And pressing it down is actually going to keep it just on your normal driver settings. Stability control and your auto off button if you want to turn that off, and also your electric park brake system. So down to turn it off and up to turn it on, like a normal handbrake. And you got a very nice gear shifter. It is situated quite easy to reach as well. If I bring that into reverse, you'll see the reverse camera located in the back rear bar there. Now you can also adjust it to different settings. So if I flick using the trackpad, you can see it kind of gives a fisheye view, or you can just leave it in the regular reverse setup, and you can also change the kind of lines that you can see depending on what you prefer. Now if I bring this down into drive and flick it to the right, that's actually going to engage a sports shift. So that will mean I can control the gears manually yourself. You can use a shifter, or you can use the paddles located behind the steering wheel for more extra control, or just leave it in drive. The car's going to do it for you anyway. Got 2 cup holders, a little bit of a storage compartment underneath there with a mirror if you wanted to do your makeup. Now, like I said, the car does need to go for a clean, so just excuse a little bit of dirt here and there. Nice leather stitch center console armrest. If I lift that up, there is a storage shelf with the nice suede finish, little coin holders, and a deeper compartment under there with a USB and auxiliary, or 2 USB and auxiliary inputs, and also a 12-volt socket for any extra charging that you might be doing in the car. Now I'll get the camera person to just pan around, show you the nice leather trimming on the dash. Still presents really well. Up the top there is also a dimming feature in your rear view mirror, so you can turn that off or on, just so you're not getting too much glare, and cool little kind of touch pads for the interior lighting in the vehicle with these little buttons here. So again, pretty nice car. The roof lining is also very clean. It is in a beige finish. Leather on the inside of the car is in very good nick. And what we'll do now is actually jump outside and wrap up the video. So much for watching the walk around video on this beautiful 2018 Lexus NX300 luxury model in the two-wheel drive spec. Now you can see in the beautiful ivory quartz color, the car actually presents quite nicely. It does look quite presentable. It does need a small detail, but that it will actually go through that before it comes on the yard. Now if you do have any additional questions, the number to actually dial is 99070555. But just before I go, one thing I would highly recommend you talk to us about, being that it is a beautiful pale color and also you've got that really nice leather interior, is you actually talk to us about our Hydro Lifestyle Pack. Now what that's actually going to offer you is a lifetime warranty on this beautiful paintwork. It's going to give you an interior protection which is going to actually preserve the car. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to clean and maintain, but it's also going to keep it looking this good. And why would you not want it to look this good for the lifetime of your ownership? Now this is at an additional cost. However, if you're using our in-house finance, we'd love to introduce you to our business managers, Julie and Mario, who'll show just some minimal deals to affect your repayments. Now lastly, but most importantly, make sure you jump on a Google, search up Brake Mitsubishi and see what people have to say about us. With over 1,100 reviews and sitting at 4.8 stars, gives you the assurance as a buyer that you're dealing with the right people and the right kind of business for a good quality vehicle. Now, as I mentioned before, if you did have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for watching.